All right. I will try to keep this video as horizontal as I could. Where is he? Yeah, good boy. All righty. It's Friday afternoon, and I want to show you a bit of what it looks like, the world that I'm building. So I mentioned it 2 weeks ago using this program called WonderDraft to use for map making and whatever. The map that I just showed you, here, I'll zoom in so that way you can kind of see a little bit better. It's kind of difficult to do with just um, one hand available. Let me see. I think there's a tool for it. You know what? Let's just try this instead. Let's see here. There we go. That works. All right, so check this out. I have options to delete terrain. Long story, I'm not going to get into a whole discussion of just how WonderDraft works, but I just want to show you real quickly what I'm using to just make a fresh map of my world. I'm using a map that I made a while back using one of the map making programs that I showed before, and I always liked it. It's always stuck with me. So I want to use this world to kind of tell the stories that I'm going to be writing more series on. Um, and one of those books I'm working on right now as well. This is kind of how it looks like. Right here, I have the final draft that I'm cleaning up and getting ready. And then over here is the rough draft that I finished for this one. I want to say, oh, maybe in November. Yeah, around like middle of November, I finished it. But I've been really focused on my zombie story, Fading Death, which um, I started sending out queries for it this week, and I've gotten so far 4 rejections. So he doesn't reject me though. Ain't that right, buddy? Ain't that right? Good boy. My book has gotten 4 rejections, and honestly, I'm just happy that people are looking at it and letting me know that hey, it's unworthy. um, so I'm going to keep on sending out queries. I have a goal that I'm trying to reach by the end of the month, which I'm on track to do it for how many queries I want to send out. I'm not fully dependent on that book getting published through an agent that I'm querying, but I'm open to it because I'm saving up right now so that way I could pay an editor to do it their full look through, line edits, proofreading, all that. So that way, once I have that done, I'm still going to go forward and publish it. The goal is to have it available in March. So yeah, it's learning a lot of just what this process looks like. I got to meet up with a buddy of mine. Um, he recommended me using one of the books that he borrowed or that he lent to me, just about editing and your own work and what to look for. And man, I think I talked about it a little bit already, but I just got to stress it again. If anything, just for my sake, I write so many run-on sentences. I think it's because when I speak, also, I just tend to ramble and go with the flow. So when I'm writing, it just kind of starts sounding natural to say a lot with few pauses. Whereas when you're actually reading it, it's like this is not stopping, and this is just like it's hard to keep track. So I'm so grateful that I've gotten to just go through and clean a lot of that up. So all that experience that I got from editing through and writing out the final draft for my zombie story Fading Death, I'm applying it all to now my next book. And oh man, I feel so much more confident and just proud of the work that I'm getting done here. And the beautiful thing too about having an outline finished as my first draft, Um, or well, I wouldn't call this one necessarily an outline because I did write a lot in the first draft that I knew for sure I really wanted to tell in this story. Um, but what I really like about it is that just having the documents side by side, just like here as I've showed you, I'm able to just expand and add in or like rearrange things as I'm working along much easier. Which I kind of want to talk today about is organizing your life to support your goals. Um, Organize your life in as many aspects as you can in your living situation, in your work, in your relationships, whatever. Because honestly, that's what I've had to do this last year and a half. You can go back to my first video in March of last year, 2025, when I started my Someday Has Arrived series here on YouTube. And I didn't know where it was going to end up exactly. I just knew that I was committed to changing my life. And now I'm working on my second book. And I, it's easy to feel emotional about it because these books are stories that are dear to me. That some of them I had ideas for years ago, but never knew how to take it from an idea to a draft. And now I've organized my life in such a way that I could focus on my writing, I could focus on my editing, I could focus on my storyboarding, on my drafting in ways that are fun to me, and I balance between a lot of it exercising. Hey, buddy, what's up? And that's so important for me to be able to go out in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Maybe you could see it treadmill back there. I'll do that sometimes as well. Because when I'm exercising, especially when I'm out on walks with my dog, that's when I'm able to think through a lot of plot ideas and get a lot of new ideas too. Also, just for me personally, for my own mental health, for my own focus and my own goals that I have set for myself, it's a great resource, and I want to continue doing more and more of it, and upping the amount of it that I do. So oh, that's really all I have to say. Maybe you caught the name of the title of this book in the video here, but I'll just say it. It's called Total Resonance, and how I describe it, I guess it's best described as like a neo noir gothic fantasy story set in a 1980s equivalent to the world that I'm building here. So, you know, there's nothing that we have here in our society that was in the 1980s. This is just all my own alternate world that I've built on. And I really wanted to tell this story. And there's vampires and werewolves and an ancient sword and bloodlines and a little bit of magic. And yeah, it ties into the overall chronicles for the world that I'm building, which, let me zoom out again. Oh, let me zoom in just a little bit better. Yeah, like I really like the map for this world that just has a massive ocean and this central area right here. It's the central continent. Um, there's a number of nations within it. There's labels on the default map already, but I'm not using any of those. And it's got some really interesting geography that I've already started doing a lot of world building for. So yeah, I'm just excited to share more down the road and building up more of the history and the lore and the tales that are taking place in this world. So, you know, let your imagination run wild because if you don't, it's always going to be in your head. And I want to make a living doing publishing as a means to live the life that I want. So I'm on my way there. So hope you enjoyed it. That's it. That's all. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.